Welcome to SerialPodcastNine. Welcome to SerialPodcastNine.
I'm Gerard DiPeralta.
And I'm Ryan Benoit, and this is SerialPodcastNine. It's an episode. Hey. So we got a few ways we can go about this tonight. We can talk about the thing that I know Gerard wants to talk about.
Oh, barely.
BMWs.
Yeah, that's all Gerard
Bring
wants
my
to talk
wallet.
about. No, Gerard, you wanted to talk about toxic masculinity in the car scene.
I mean, I did. I kind of don't give a
Now
fuck.
you're over it? Did that guy realize
No, I mean,
that
it's
you were
just like-
Gerard
it's
from
just like-
SerialNine?
No, we can talk about it a bit. I mean, I feel like it's sort of always there. Is that what it's called? Toxic masculinity? Or is it just called some
No.
people are assholes?
I think I'd like to say that it is. I think.
That
And
sounds
this
like
is
a
my
very
analogy.
complicated name for a guy being a guy. Some guys are assholes. Some guys are not assholes.
Yeah, but I think that
Some guys are
is-
smarter
could be
than
it.
other people. Some guys think they're smarter
Yeah,
than
yeah.
people.
All right, hear me out. I got the analogy for you.
All right.
Reservoir Dogs.
Okay.
You've all seen Reservoir Dogs? Quentin Tarantino's film? Reservoir
Yeah,
Dogs.
yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Gerard, say yes. I know
I
you've
said
seen it.
yes. I've
You
seen
already
it
said
a
yes.
Okay.
bunch of times.
All right. Okay. I just want to make sure. Okay. All right. When they're handing out the names and they're all in the room, right? And they're like, you're
Mr.
Mr.
White.
Blonde and it's Mr. Pink. And he's like, I don't want to be Mr. Pink. And then
Yeah.
like Tarantino's like, well, at least you're not like Mr. Brown. And he says, the dude running the show says, you know, because everyone's like, can we just pick our own names? He said, no, you get a bunch of guys in a room together that don't know each other and they don't want to back down and everybody wants to be Mr. Black. And that's exactly what all those car chats are. It's like all these dudes that don't know each other get together in a room and nobody wants to back down because all their ego gets in the way and then they just argue. Backstory. Gerard, I feel like, got into a disagreement with someone on the internet on Facebook about rolling fenders. Is that what it was about?
Yeah, I mean, it was like some dude was like, oh, I fit this wheel on this car with unrolled fenders. And I was like, okay, that's like a bit of a weird thing. And I think what I commented was like, not sure when it became a flex to have not like unrolled fenders. And then the whole confusion was that I guess this dude didn't think that folding the lip or modifying the lip in a way, in some other way than using a roller was still sort of called rolling your fenders. So anyways, whatever. His fenders were technically rolled. He just didn't use a fender roller. So anyways, it was a big thing.
We've talked about this before with Facebook, is that nobody has a credential rating. Like nobody's reviewed by their peers like they were on forums. So everybody just gets to be the biggest deal in the room, and it's generally whoever is the loudest or like they all want to be
we're boiling it down
alpha.
to like the lamest possible common denominator.
So you get some men in a room, and then their egos, and they have a dick measuring contest, and like I got more horsepower. It's fucking boring, dude. Like that's, you know what I mean? Like, but that's all it is.
Yeah.
But that is all that it is.
But you're
then
not
on the
gonna
other
have-
side.
But
They
maybe
think
the whole
that
thing is maybe there's this, like you get
But
okay,
when
so
you're
yeah,
the guy in the room, it's a huge deal.
what the fuck is going on with you? Just pull it together.
Gerard,
All right.
Gerard just wants to be mad about something.
no,
Yeah.
I'm just like I just
But
want to
wants-
like
Wants to
I
get
wish
upset when
that
other
we
people
shit
get-
on-
wants to get upset when other people get mad at him.
So what do we talk about? Toxic
There's-
masculinity.
I just wanted to call it
Well-
toxic masculinity because then you have to talk about toxic
I feel like
masculinity. And after
toxic-
your rant that you just had, that's exactly what I want you to do.
Yeah, that's
I
how-
love like backing you into like a woke corner because I know
yeah,
you
I'm
don't
sick
want
of it.
to.
I'm so sick of it, dude. I'm sick of this.
Oh my
bullshit.
god, you barely ever confined to it. You just
We just sort of talk about like
I thought this one was your idea.
we have like a
yeah, this was your idea.
it's like we have a podcast that's like probably like an edgy, interesting kind of square. We fucking round the edges off to the point where it's like kind of like a fucking circle. And it's like probably kind of a good podcast. You know, we listen to it sometimes. People listen to it. But like Joe Rogan's podcast is crazy because he's fucking, I mean, A, because he's Joe Rogan, but he got to be Joe Rogan because he's, you know, he didn't give a fuck.
He got to be Joe Rogan because he did stand-up comedy and was on TV.
Yeah, but his stand-up comedy wasn't like fucking B-rated or G-rated or whatever.
Yeah, but you're not a comedian. You're not being
No, but I'm a
precise
person.
with it.
Like, I just...
Well, I think the thing about us is that we mostly talk about cars.
yeah,
and car
which is
culture.
fine. But like,
so
then
why
have
do
to
we
talk
even
about
need to
cars all
talk
the
about...
time.
Hey, does it
Like, how are we
matter?
going to call out these
I
fucking
guarantee-
car geeks?
Well, I would argue that most people in a chat room or whatever the fuck you want to call it, a Facebook group, regardless, we've said it before in the past, it's like that fuck car culture has to be one of the most like toxic-y things out there going because it is just a giant dick measuring contest and everybody wants to be the big swinging dick in the room. Because, Gerard, if I'm sitting on the other side of the pond and listening to you talk, I just think that you're trying to be a big swinging dick. I don't know who you are.
But
You're
but
just another dude in the
technically I
room
have
who
a
wants
big
to be
dick,
looked
though.
at as...
In this
Yeah,
grand
but
scheme
that
of things,
dude also thinks he's got a big dick.
no, but I can prove I have a big dick because I have a company
Yeah, but
that
that's...
shows how big my dick is.
You got
I have
fucking
a
some
fuck-
tiny fucking nothing company, buddy.
Okay, sure. It is a nothing
Yeah.
company. So maybe I don't have a
Like,
10-inch
stay
dick. I
humble.
got like a 7.5-inch dick.
Stay
You know?
humble. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, sure.
Yeah,
Rolling fenders since 2003 is not worth a fucking single lick of experience. Just there you go.
I'm
but
not
they
saying
don't
that.
know that about you. To
Yeah.
them, you're just the other version of what you're looking at. So when they're like, oh, like this dude in there was saying all this shit, what does he know? And then
Okay,
if they're
but
like the
first of
big
all-
swinging
first of-
dick to their friends, then their friends are like, yeah, what does that fucking guy know? And then
But-
some guy comes and kicks me out of a group because I stick up for Jerry the French guy or whatever, you know? Like that's exactly what happens. You're not the be all end all to everyone. Yes, I think that you're great and you have tons of knowledge, and I would back you on
Yeah,
something, but like
but-
a random fucking nobody
If
from
we
somewhere
if we
else,
go back
you're
to
a
this,
random fucking nobody to
if
him.
we go back to this like fender rolling one or whatever, I could be a nobody. It's totally fine. Because I went in there as a nobody. I said, not sure when it became a flex to have unrolled fenders. And then I posted a picture of my car. That's all I did. And then it was like this and that. And then it got like further into the thing. And it was like, I mean, when I saw the photo of the car looks great. It's fitted, nice, you know, nice fitment, whatever. And it's like, there's no possible way this guy doesn't have modified fenders. Let's call them modified. I mean, everyone just called modified fenders rolled fenders because that's, you know what I mean? You could use a roller. I use a fucking mallet. You could use, I don't give a fuck what you use. That's what I put in the chat. I said, you could use a fucking donkey, but you're still modifying the fender lip. Essentially,
donkey fender.
the outcome will be
Fucking
the same, is that you folded the fenders. But the universal car term, maybe he didn't know that, or maybe I'm the only motherfucker in the world that thinks rolled fenders is like a modified fender.
I'm going to go ahead and stop you, though. That modified fenders, I would even argue, this case aside, I know what you're saying, and you're right in that instance. But when you say modified fenders,
I think
modified
one step
fenders doesn't mean
beyond.
rolled fenders. Yeah, that's
what I'm
one step
saying.
Beyond.
Yeah, that's what
Because
I'm
I
saying.
have modified fenders. My fenders aren't rolled. I know this because you
Exactly.
shaved my rear fenders, which isn't a roll. So that's a modified fender to me, a rolled fender. So I would go one step back. Yes, that person said he folded his fenders, which is silly, Gerard.
But he
I
didn't say he
understand.
folded his fenders. He specifically said unrolled fenders, as if it was some sort of flex. And I'm like, I don't
But
really
then how
understand.
did you get to the point that you knew that he did it? What did he say?
Because people were pushing him on it, and he finally was like, oh, yeah, like I used pliers or something to bend the lip up. And everyone's like, oh, yeah, okay, like, all right. So, like,
Yeah.
basically you rolled your fenders with pliers. And then he's
Yeah,
like, no, man, it's not the same. But, like, we can't even put this in because now I'm calling this guy out. So, like,
I just
Like, I'm-
ruined
Yeah,
it.
that's fine.
calling this specific guy out. And, like, all these people who are friends with him are going to fucking think I'm an asshole.
Yes, exactly. That's the world.
But,
And
like,
that's
I
why
didn't
we don't
wanna
do
call
an
it specific
uncensored
guy.
podcast.
But
Gerard.
everyone's always gonna think you're an asshole for some reason. You know, we called out that like dude who had probably a gajillion more followers with that stupid banana car.
Yeah. And then we were an asshole.
Anyways,
But then that was the thing. That guy called. He said you were an asshole, and it was actually me who was the asshole. But anyway,
Who cares who's an asshole?
at the end of the day, his
I'm
I
keeping
fenders
want to play
Consumer.
that. I want to play that fucking
Fenders-
stupid like assholes, dicks, and like pussies thing from Team America World Police right now.
Anyways,
Sometimes
at
you got to be an asshole.
at the end of the day, his fenders were modified in some way to gain more clearance for his wheel and tire fitment, which was good. It was spot on. It looked sick. It just was weird to me when he's like unrolled fenders, and I'm like why would anyone want to flex that they haven't modified their fenders and then to fit aggressive wheels on? So like what, it rubs and stuff?
It was clickbait, bro. You got all you guys riled
Yeah.
up.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, if that was what it was, you got
A
me.
million comments. Yeah, now you know his name.
I don't know
You
his
know?
name. He started an entirely new thread to talk about it because I don't. Jake's like, oh, I think you offended him too much, and he started an entirely new thread, which I actually commented in again, but whatever.
no big, hey, no, never back down.
No,
It is what it
he
is.
ran back to the fort, and I like came and punched him in the face at his house too. Then I ran away.
yeah.
Yeah.
But see, okay, I will say this though. Here's one of the problems. So
Is it
We
going to
got
be a
the
problem
JZX.
about cars or societies?
I mean, it's sort of like society or
All right.
groups or whatever you want to call it, right? So
I think we should
This
leave
is the-
all this in because this is the truth.
in these groups,
Letterbox.
Facebook groups or whatever you want to call them. So this is the JZX, one of the JZX. I think it's JZX USA or JZX World. It'd be 87 Fanatics, BMW, Toyota, whatever the fuck it is. There's a bunch of people in there, and the problem is the people that use these groups are the people that sort of need the knowledge, or maybe they're people that don't have other things to do, or maybe they're, I don't know what it is, but it's predominantly people who are, let's call it, at the bottom, or maybe somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, no, we've
Sure.
talked about that.
But you are
Yeah.
you're also in the group using it, commenting.
Right, but the problem is there are not that many knowledgeable or educators, let's call them, in the group. So the only people educating everyone are other middle educational people, or whatever you want to call it, like mildly educated people. So it's like the blind leading the blind, right? So like one guy figures out
that's a
what oil
giant
filter
problem.
to use. And it could be the right one, it could be the wrong one, but he used that oil filter. He posted it. Now 10 guys are thinking, okay, that's the oil filter to use. Could be the right one, could be the wrong one. I don't fucking know. But like, if there were more people that had, higher knowledge or whatever using these groups and actually contributing some shit, then the level of education within these groups wouldn't be so low. This honestly has nothing to do with the fender rolling one. It's just generally
no.
this is a totally a thing.
This is a problem.
Okay.
I feel like you've moved on to fake news is what you're on to now, which I am very happy
news?
for.
What's fake news?
So
No,
go.
I mean, that's not.
No, I agree with.
My problem is like I never
Don't care.
I never care.
Right?
It's like
Yeah.
I'm never gonna say anything. Like even when I see all this stuff that's wrong, because it's like no one's gonna listen. It's gonna take me all this time to type it out. Someone's gonna say I'm an idiot. I'm gonna have to defend myself, and I don't even care to do any of it.
But then, there you go.
But
Right?
then now you're letting the idiots win, and it's just like
It's a
just, you know,
problem.
it's the same thing with like not going to the local drift event because it's not good enough. It's like, well, now there's not going to be any local drift events because
nobody good goes.
because no one's going. Exactly. You know what I mean? It's
And I mean,
like,
And that's the thing too, is I do try to be active within these groups. I do try to be active within, the JZX groups. Even like I've joined a bunch of BMW groups recently, and I try to gain knowledge, try to give any sort of knowledge I have, which is very little compared to my Toyota knowledge, et cetera, whatever. But I feel like, and I mean, more smart people or more people either need to care or everyone needs to care less.
Right. This is as I like to quote Batman movies, and it's what chance do the people of Gotham have when the good people do nothing, which is yeah, if people sit around on their hands and don't participate, then you're leaving the world, you're leaving the community to people that aren't as good. That's exactly what you're saying, which is the conversation that we've had about TikTok, where it was like, you should be on TikTok. And you're like, yeah, that seems like a lot of work. But then you're already doing most of the work for Instagram. And I imagine that whenever people talk about TikTok, they talk about people who the problems with it are that there's a lot of people there that don't know anything, but they're the only thing out there going. So yeah, of course people are going to listen, because there's an entire generation using that app to get their information. So, or inspiration. People
Forgot what I was going to say now.
I mean, it just becomes a lot, though. You know what I mean? It's just like there's so many things to do throughout the day to grow the business, and like, all these other things to keep the business going, like, and all these other social medias. And now there's this new social media that, like,
I mean, TikTok.
Yeah, exactly. TikTok,
Yeah.
which is like, sure, there's a lot of disinformation about there, but like, is it fucking my job to go preach the truth to like the TikTok world? Like, sorry, bro. Like,
yeah, I get what you mean. Some people also, I get it, because
you know what I mean? I feel like I was a pretty early adopter on like a lot of social medias, and like maybe my ship has sailed on that. And you know what I mean? Like, I'm not.
I agree with you, Kevin. I fully agree with you. But then it's funny because, so in my regular job, when I talk to people about social media, a year and a half ago, they're like, businesses will never be on TikTok. And now all the social media advice is like, no, you should be on TikTok. Yeah. And then the idea is that you're putting yourself out there. It's like you have the ability to become like a product expert, or like an expert in that field.
Yeah, you can be like a guru.
Yeah, you can be a guru, and people will come to you. And then because
Are
you're
we talking
guru,
about TikTok?
Yeah.
You a guru on TikTok?
Yes, Sleepy Gerard. We're talking about TikTok.
I mean, we just talk circles around this thing so much. I don't even.
I don't remember what I was going to say. People will. You become a guru. People come buy your shit.
I don't give a shit about TikTok.
You did for a bit, like a hot minute.
I just don't have the fucking time. And to be honest, man, it's like gives me a fucking seizure. Okay. I don't know the format. I don't know how to upload the shit. Like, I tried it. Actually, I didn't try it. Dylan tried it. I have my own TikTok account. I open TikTok and I just like freak out and like close right away, because I'm just like, man, I'll either be on here for fucking 10,000 hours or like just absolutely hate it. Like,
right.
Yeah. Even Instagram is a lot, but TikTok is like Instagram on fucking meth. Like, it's insane. Anyways, right. Forums, people join
forums
these.
Forums are gone. Forums are gone. Forums,
whatever you want to call these groups, Facebook groups.
Yeah, they're different. We've talked about this in the past. Forums worked. Facebook groups don't work.
I don't think so.
Okay, you know what I mean?
As far as our business related to these groups, I feel like it gives legitimacy to our business to be. I don't want to say like an educator, but like our whole thing is the more educated people are with cars in general, or with these cars, the more sort of like, what's the word? The better decision-making skills they have. Do they need subframe bushings? I don't know. They don't fucking know. Nobody fucking knows unless you explain what a subframe bushing does, right? Do you need fucking AK-49s, Ryan? You don't know, because
you told me. Yeah. You told me I did, so I
told you.
Well, a big old swinging Dick Gerard told me I needed AK-49.
But that's the thing. It's like there's no like school for cars. There's no school for fucking.
Well, there is a school for cars, but not for what we're saying.
Right. Yeah, that's what I mean.
The Automotive Institute.
Yeah,
I've seen.
Well, okay, so that's like a kind of a good example. For example, HPA 101, they do this high performance shit. They started with tuning, and then they did engines.
Ad for that.
And now they're doing suspension tuning and shit, which is kind of sick, right? I've always wanted to have these courses or like do this thing. Actually, one of the things I said before was like, if I had this cool shop, we would have like after hours, we could have like classes and people come and like learn shit. I don't know if that'd be successful or what the hell, would entail. Cause like I definitely wouldn't teach it in like a normal manner with like, you know, you got like a curriculum and you're all nerdy and stuff. You just be like, hey man, this is how the suspension works. This is what you want to do. This is what your goals are. And this is what you should look out for. This is how to set it up like our way. Is it the fucking racing finite millisecond way? No. But like you're driving a street car on the street. It's got a bunch of camber. We've been doing this for fucking decades. Like we can offer some knowledge.
Yo, that was like
You want to give a master
you're
class.
straight out of a Fast and the Furious movie there, right there.
What did I say?
Yo, man, like we wouldn't be like doing no curriculum and shit.
Yeah.
You can't put that in now. It's
Trying to
funny
get
as
on the
shit.
Nair's.
You can't put the Mexican
No, he's
accent in.
doing
Funny as
Hector.
shit.
That's fine.
Okay.
He's just doing Hector. That's a
Okay.
real character.
All right.
Yeah. He's trying to
That's
get
how
on.
you
Kevin's just
perceive
trying
what
to get on the
if that's-
Naira circuit.
No,
or
that's how you
whatever.
perceive
Yeah.
what I was doing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
so
I
yeah.
see.
What happens when Gerard was doing Sanjeev last week and like you didn't perceive that, you know?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, you just
Play
don't
to the
know enough
room.
Hollywood
Play-
fucking characters.
play to the room is the key here. Know your audience. What you were describing and what I was like, so I like everything that you're saying, but it's also essentially what I was trying to get at. Then you're like, I'm sick of talking about this. Let me say the thing that I want to say, which is like, yeah, you become a guru. You become the expert in that field, all the things that you're talking about. And then when you educate people about a thing, in turn, you're kind of like, oh, they make parts and these people know what they're talking about. They're an authority. So then I should be purchasing the stuff from them. I think it would be great if you gave a course. I think you should have like a jacket with the corduroy patches on the elbows. I think that would be great. You could have a
That'd be
pipe.
amazing. Yeah.
You could be Professor G.
Professor G.
Yeah.
I'm
throwing the curriculum out. You'd make everybody buy a book, and then you'd be like, "Now throw it in the garbage. We don't use textbooks
That'd be so
because I
good,
don't
yeah.
read." No, I'm joking.
Yeah, I mean,
good.
I always thought that'd be really cool. Like, I was like, yeah, if we had a cool space, and you could, you know, one day a week even just have like a. The problem is, it probably today's day and age would probably be online, but I mean, you would have to have a car there and stuff. You could like show people on the car, because yeah, even for example, like FDF does that. FDF does like great videos on like how suspension works and educational stuff and like. And I mean, like, yeah, like maybe it's the lowest common denominator, like stance cars, but like there are ways to have a stance car that are practical, non-practical. Like, do I know how to build the stupidest stance car on the planet? Yes. Am I doing that? No. Do I know how to build a stance car that like has like a balance between function and stupidity? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
We call that funk stupidity.
yeah. Okay. The other day I had an Instagram message from a person. I posted a photo of a 1JZ swapped IS300. Is pretty nice car.
Lame.
Super nice car. Had like, you know, some pretty cool wheels. Let's say they were like Koenigs or something. And it was pretty fitted. Probably had, you know, similar camber to my Blit. Maybe a bit more. But was
They were
like,
like, yo, take the camera out. It would be way more functional.
No. They're like, oh yeah, like, you know, it's one of these like too bad something. It's good for like cruising. And I'm like, like, what do you mean? Oh yeah, it's good for cruising, I guess, because it has camber. And he's like, yeah, maybe if it was a cruiser car, but then this would suggest otherwise. And it showed a picture of the 1J. And I'm like, so it has a 1J. Now it's like a race car. Like, I don't really understand the comment. And honestly, this guy's car previously was like fully mental, sick, camber, low, scraping, static. Like the car is dope. And then I guess he 1J swapped it, slightly raised it up, took some of the camber out. It looks vastly different now, but still pretty cool. Not nearly as cool as before, but like, I mean, yeah, if you're going to have some performance, there are some compromises. One of which is 2 inches worth of fucking air under your car. You know what I mean? Anyways, I was just kind of like, do people actually think that? Like, I guess a lot of people think, and then moving into the BMW world, there's probably going to be a lot of that. Like, you have a slightly stanced car. And I mean, not going to lie, sometimes I feel that too. It's like, if I bought an M3, would I fucking put it on the ground static with a bunch of camber? Probably not. Because like, it's kind of meant to be fucking driven and driven fast and driven hard.
Dude,
And
they
like
ruined it.
he basically did. I mean, that's essentially what we do is ruin cars to make them look cool.
Well, like when we went across the border, the guy at the border for Drift Week was like, "Oh, you're driving all the way to Tucson in that stance car?"
Yeah.
And I was like, like what? This is like the
Bro,
highest.
you have no idea.
Yeah, exactly. This is the highest and least amount of camber this car has ever had. Like,
Yeah.
this is like not a stance car at all at this point. But then, like,
Yeah.
I guess in normal people's terms, it has, a bunch of
Yeah.
camber and is low, very low and fitted.
And to be honest, that is a dilemma. It's like, I feel like, I know I keep talking about this BMW shit, but for me moving into this BMW world, it's like, it seems like because the car is sort of like, no, but like, it seems like because the car is cooler or has more clout to start with, let's call it an M3. Car has more heritage, it's a motorsports car. It has all this shit to start with. You don't need to make it so aggressively fitted and aggressively stanced. It doesn't need to be the most.
You know what? Actually, it doesn't matter what you say. I'm not putting any of this in because it's super boring because it's just about BMW.
There you go. But anyways, if you start with a lame car like a
I'm gonna go get a beer.
Like,
Keep talking.
but like, what does the car have going for it? Nothing besides the fact that it's literally underground.
Dude, I came up on a like a E90 series M3 on the way home today.
Yeah,
and I was like, is that it? Is
That's
that
the V8 one.
car completely stock? Like all of that, like the bumper, like the diffuser, the exhausts, the wheels, the fitment, all of that's just like the car you buy.
And that's the thing. We talk about this all the time. It's like you could just buy some of the shit that we try to do with these cars. You could just buy it. And now the cars have elevated to the point where it's like
the factory does it.
We're starting with these cars that are like these cars have nothing going for them. Like, for example, LS400. What the fuck does the LS400 have going for it? It's an amazing car. It looks sort of cool. That's all it's got going for it.
That sounds great, though. That sounds amazing.
But it's not like an aesthetic fucking marvel or anything. Not that an M3 is, but I'm just saying, like, the reason that LS400s are so fucking cool is because you put them on the ground, you add a bunch of camber, and they look like magnificent. That is the best possible outfit an LS400 could wear.
That's great.
Cambered.
That's what we're all here for.
Nice body kit. But
it's why we have a podcast. Got it.
Right. But do you like driving? Because that's not a fucking driving car. That's a car that's basically a lowrider, which is kind of cool.
That's totally sick. People love lowriders. Lowrider culture is amazing.
Right. But like, how many times do those people drive their lowriders? I mean, maybe in LA and stuff, they probably drive them a lot. But here, or 70% of the world, you take a lowrider out 1, 2, 10, 20 times a year because you spent so much fucking money on the thing and it's so fucking nice. And it's not a nice car to drive. It's just the coolest thing on the planet.
Yeah,
and I mean, if you want to spend $50,000 to build something that's just cool to sort of look at and cruise around in, I guess that's totally fine. We sell all those parts. You can do that. But like, sometimes it's cool to like drive the fucking thing too.
Yeah. But now when you're like, oh, BMW does all this shit out of the gate, then it's like, is it even worth fucking with? And it's like, then why are you even in the equation as a company for that? If I can just get a cool car out of the gate, like out of the box, M3 and it's fucking dope. Or
there's
whatever.
Plethora. There's a plethora. You can have. I feel like the lower level BMWs are perfect for the stancing shit too, because they kind of look the same, but like they're sort of peasanty cars, and you can kind of make them pieces of shit and like, ruin them or whatever. Or you could be like the ultimate asshole and just ruin an M3 or an M5 or an M6 or an X5. Like, why doesn't SerialNine build an X6M competition with fucking 10 degrees of camber? How cool would that be, right, Kevin?
Like a BMW X6.
M.
I mean, I don't really think those cars.
Yeah,
are cool. I mean, X5. I mean, X5's cool. Yeah, okay. I mean, yeah.
Whatever. We take a BMW SUV, like a high level BMW SUV, dump it 24s. And that's like kind of sick, because the thing has 600 horsepower stock. That's what's going for it. It has 22-inch wheels stock. That's going for it. It's fast as fuck. It looks cool. Has a really nice.
If you gave me that car for like 3 months, I'd be so bummed to give it back. I bet.
But I mean, or you could just drive the fucking thing and enjoy the shit out of it because it's fast and handles well and like does all this cool stuff.
But then I don't need SerialNine for that part of the equation.
No, you don't. You don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard.
I would rather live in a world where I require SerialNine.
Yeah, but if you went racing or if you wanted to do some stuff, then you would require SerialNine. Or maybe we'll get into like aesthetic parts, which we do currently have some aesthetic parts. It's just a dwindling product area on SerialNine's portfolio.
Right.
Yeah. So one thing when Nicole was like, "Oh, what are you gonna talk about?" And I was sort of like, "Oh, like toxic masculinity," but then I was like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That kind of goes against the SerialNine like brand. Like we're kind of like a bravado brand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're not
like,
actually talking about toxic masculinity.
No,
it was just a joke.
It's like no mercy for peasants. Like fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
That's more of a socioeconomic thing than a gender-based.
I mean, it's not, though. You know, it's not. It's a slang term for saying, we're the best or some shit. We got
yeah. That's great. I feel like we've been past the toxic masculinity thing, and now we're back into it.
I feel like the toxic masculinity itself is just a fucking label that they had to put on. Yeah, it's just a label.
It's boys will be boys, Gerard. I just wanted to get Gerard to talk about it because I wanted to see what would happen if I made Gerard talk about something so far.
But I forgot what the second one was. I feel like the second
it feels like he boiled over.
Yeah, he exploded into just a plethora of.
But I feel like toxic masculinity is like almost a good term for the bravado that these car dudes have against each other and for each, you know what I mean? But it's also always been there. It's always that like Ford.
But is it okay? So when does it become?
Let me ask you this: when does it become toxic?
Let's analyze this.
Is it toxic when there's a friendly bit of competition? Like, let's say a drift event, and you get a bunch of drivers together. They got big egos. They're all competing. They want to be the best. Is it toxic then? When does it become toxic?
I'd say it's toxic when they start hurting each other's feelings.
Yeah. That's probably when it is.
Like if he, the guy who goes and he does his run, he comes in and the other guy goes, "Yo, that fucking sucked." Is that toxic?
Which is hilarious though, because we all hang on.
The VA guy dogs the guy off the line, so the guy with the 4AG can't get the necessary speed to initiate on corner one, but the VA guy can just like use his power to initiate on corner one. I mean, that's pretty toxic, right?
Yeah. One of the hilarious things is that we've all, in the past, we've kind of talked about how things that we like about drifting is when people like build each other up in the community. Like when you go drifting with your friends and it's not a competition. So in a way, now you're just a bit of a pussy, I guess.
Yeah, there you go. Say it louder, Ryan. Say that word again. Are we allowed to say fucking pussy on our podcast? I don't think so. You gotta edit your cell phone.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Are we done talking about BMWs? Can we be done talking about BMWs?
But
it's never gonna end.
I mean, that's okay.
Man,
so the only thing the Blit has going for it is it's the Jay-Z. That's the only thing.
Yeah, it's fucking dope. It looks rad. People have never seen it look that way. It's not like anything else. The thing that it has going forward is that you take something that's plain and you make
about that motor. They don't even know what it is. You know what I mean?
Which one? The Blit? I mean, the 1J?
Yeah, the Jay-Z. Like, you know what I mean? That's the only thing that you think people care about. That's the last thing probably most people at a car show care about.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
But even then,
to me, that gives the car legitimacy.
Yeah, I agree. It does too. To like
that's why we're all here.
Of people, exactly. You know what I mean? Like the 40% of people at car shows who care about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So one thing.
Okay, here's the thing though. Hang on. Buying this BMW that's out of the box cool kind of sounds a little bit like sheepish, honestly. Like that.
Sheepish?
Because it's like you're a sheep. You follow the crowd. Anyone. If you have enough money, you can go buy this thing.
Well, that is the perfect thing for you to say, Ryan.
Hold on. No, I'm not done. Shut up for a second.
There you go. Get angry.
All right.
Let it flow through.
Now, But the Blit is that seemingly normal ass chassis that nobody's meant to do anything with. And then you've taken it and you've made it into something extraordinary.
I mean, that's a fucking.
No, it absolutely is. I
That's a
guarantee that when I was out on the road, if I showed someone like, if I'm like, this is Gerard and he drives a BMW, they'd be like, oh yeah, fucking like a new BMW. They'd be like, yeah, whatever. But then when I show them the Blit, they're like, yo, that's fucking sick. What is that? Or whoa, that's really rad. And then they want to know more. Whereas like a BMW is just like, yeah, you read the brochure. Congratulations, you bought the car. You haven't done anything extraordinary with
Except
make
for-
it be. No, somebody else did it for you. That's no
the
bravado.
factory did it for me.
That's
They did a
you being a
great job.
cuck. That's you being a cuck to the factory.
I'm a cuck. I love it. Okay.
There, that's the opposite
You know-
of what we wanted.
You know the expression, if you can't beat him, join him.
This is exactly what we want. We want Ryan.
No,
on the
I meant
wild
like the
out. We want
bravado.
Brian. Chuck,
What's
Chuck,
your fake last name? Brian what?
Renoir.
Renoir.
Brian what? Oh, I thought it was Schlogman or something.
I wish it was.
I don't know.
Schlogman? No, that's what it is from now on.
Schlogman. Brian Schlogman.
Brian Schlogman. Okay,
All right.
so you've heard the expression, if you can't beat him, join him, right?
Yeah,
No,
you
never
say
heard
it
that.
all the fucking
Yeah,
time, and then
okay,
you never
because-
do.
That's not true. I have joined them. I have
When?
joined
When
them.
you bought a 4-cylinder BMW?
And I bought a
Automatic
6-cylinder one too.
four-cylinder.
Yeah. Or what? Anyway, go on.
Okay.
You've been saying this since I've known you, but go on.
Dude, like you're like, dude, for the last 4 days, you're like, yeah, I had to work on my car, and now I can't. Dude, I'm just so tired, I can't move. Like,
Yeah,
You really
But-
joined them.
but
sick car, bro. Like,
for the last 2 decades, I've fucking given my life to Toyotas. I've given my life to that shitty average car that you speak of, and made so many shitty cars, quote unquote, extraordinary. And
Yeah,
at the
but
end
then
of
you
the
go on
day-
the internet and argue about it.
But listen,
the
at the
juxtaposition
end of the
between
day-
the two things is mind-blowing to me right now. Because you're like talking about how you're a big swinging dick because of this Toyota, but now you're shitting on your big swinging dick.
It's
so
fine.
what is
I'm not.
it?
I'm not shitting on it. I'm just saying.
Don't
fucking
shit
I would
on your
like-
dick, Gerard.
I would
fucking
like to
himself in
move
the
on.
ass.
I would like
Yeah.
to move on because I've cut myself off. I've been that guy who's like, oh, like, why would I buy that car when I can build it? I can build it so much better. Like, yeah, just start with the fucking shitty one and just add all the cool parts and it'll be fucking better, man. It'll be so much better. It's not fucking better, dude. It's not. I'm telling you right now, it's fucking not.
As a person who runs a parts company that does that, you should say it is better.
No, but you can take the
Our
better
parts,
car.
our parts are for the better car.
You can take the better
okay.
car and make it even better. You could take the best car
Whoa, but
and make it even
by
better.
Gerard's terms, it's not the better car, Kevin. What he's saying right now, and this is, I get it, it's Gerard right now, not Gerard.
No, our parts can go on the highest trim level
But-
of car.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Okay,
Thus-
okay.
Hey man,
Thus,
if Toyota
Buy
had
that car, put those parts on, and you have the best car.
had
okay.
high level shit, I would probably be into it. But like, what do they have right now, man? A fucking GR. What is that thing called? GR Corolla? Yaris?
8.6.
Corolla.
No. Like the highest thing they got, the GR Corolla. That's what you come to me with, Toyota. You come to me with a fucking front wheel drive,
It's
3-cylinder,
all-wheel drive, isn't it?
Whatever.
The stoop, bro.
all wheel drive,
And a
3-cylinder.
Supra, which is a BMW.
Yeah,
Why
man.
are we talking about that?
But that's what I'm saying. Their highest level car is a fucking BMW.
Then get that, and let's just stop talking about it.
Okay, but whatever. It's the same car that we're building parts for, anyways. You can put it on a Supra. You want to build a
Just
Supra?
build
Sure.
that. That's way cooler.
It only has 2 doors.
Listen, as a Dorian fan, just do something cool. I don't give a shit about. Now you've made it so all I have to do is look up to Kevin all the time until he gets a BMW.
I'll get a Mark V Supra. Put the K series in that. How about that?
Sure.
Perfect.
We find one wrecked.
Exactly.
All right. So I don't really know what we've landed on.
I don't know.
Gerard's
I
toxic
just
masculinity.
Gerard is toxic. Gerard has been contaminated.
Yeah, that's you rolled around in the dirt for in German oil for too
In
long.
German
Whenever I
oil.
said it, almost made me hate the car.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah,
okay,
you hate
but that's
everything
just-
else in life.
That's the short-term
Yeah,
thing. Imagine my hate for a car that I've dedicated years and years and years to, and it's given me mediocrity.
It's
the
giving
Aristo,
you a lot though, which is
the
like
Aristo is
wild
pretty
to me
cool.
that you're complaining about it.
I'm just talking about the cars themselves. I the brand Toyota SerialNine. I love it, but like on those cars, SerialNine is absolutely fucking required. Like you can't have an Aristo with stock suspension and enjoy it as much as you can with a SerialNine suspension. I'm telling you right now. Like you know that.
Perfect.
Like, wait till
that's
you
what
get,
I want to hear.
Wait till you get the 500 horse in your Aristo with the actual full SerialNine suspension, and then drive it.
I'm excited for it. That's what I'm here for.
It's mind-boggling, right?
That's what I want.
What did a friend tell me one time? But that's like being the hottest person at a fucking party with look at you. You just want to say you want to make the analogy of being like the smart person in a dumb class too. Is that the other? Yeah, it's basically
yeah. Smartest kid at summer school.
Except the Jay-Z. Once you have the Jay-Z, that is the equalizer.
Then you're really
That's the thing that Toyota's. That's like the great equalizer. That's the fucking sledgehammer of Toyota. Is the Jay-Z engine.
You can never deny it.
Imagine if all these cars didn't have Jay-Z's. Could you imagine what would they be?
Well, we wouldn't be here talking about it.
Like imagine if they had BMW engines. Like shitty, leaky, fucking breaking down BMW engines and mediocre chassis. There you go.
Then the company
maybe that's the equal,
The
BMW has the great chassis and all this.
But the Toyota chassis, the chassis on Toyotas is good too, though. It's just like
it's good for longevity and reliability.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dimov told me when he was working on his BMW is that loves driving the thing on the highway. Loves driving a BMW on the highway. He's had an M3. He loves all the engineering that goes into it.
Yeah.
Not as great, he's kind of said, for like driving around just in like day-to-day traffic. Wasn't as crazy about it. And that he said driving it on the highway makes it worth all the work that they require. That was the takeaway. But if you're going to own one, you got to know how to do the work.
You have to. Absolutely. Hands down.
Which is the beauty of a Toyota is I don't have to know how to do the work because
you don't ever have to do anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The funny thing is, I've literally done every single thing on my BMW that I haven't done in 2 decades worth of Toyota ownership. I've never done an oil
That's a
test.
huge sales pitch for me right now. Every other thing you've said is like whatever. And that you've just been like, oh, you can have a car and only have to really change the parts that you care about on it. Well, that's what I want to do.
The thing is, though, Ryan, is like you drive the car 90% of the time. You work on the car 10% of the time. So like, and in the world of Toyotas and modifying them, we modify our Toyotas. We work on the Toyotas almost as much anyways. But then,
I mean, maybe, but I just drove across the country halfway, 1/5 of the way around the world in a Toyota.
Yeah,
that didn't require a ton of work.
To be honest, I'd be nervous driving the fucking thing to Portland and back. So.
Yeah, I thought you wanted to drive this BMW to Portland.
Truth. Like it'll probably make it, but it'll
that's past Portland.
Yeah, buddy, we're going past Portland. We're going twice the distance of Portland.
Yeah, like
so you can come in and you can be in a Prius.
You're on the side of the road for sure.
Why don't you just go in the Prius?
I'm going in the Prius. That's why I'm telling you why I'm going in the Prius.
Oh, I thought you were.
No,
you're not bringing the Prius. I'm bringing the Prius. You don't have a Prius because
I'm going in the Prius. I never said I'm bringing or driving the Prius.
You can drive the Prius and we'll film it and we can watch you complain about it. It's what I'm actually really excited about.
Anyways, what else are we talking about besides BMWs?
No, that's so good.
I don't know. That's all you want to talk about is BMWs. I have questions.
Okay, question.
All right. Question number 1.
I like our. No, I think we were still talking. No, it never ends.
It's so awesome when I open the garage. I get the initial whiff is burning oil, and then as I get closer to the car, it's coolant. And then I turn on the heater, and I get a weird smell. But then I turn on, the air conditioning, and I smell the coolant. And then when I drive hard enough, I get the oil.
Fuck,
Best.
this sounds awful.
It is. That part of it is
Okay.
is awful for sure. So what the hell is a Corona Extra?
That's what
That's
they're all
They
called.
all ex-
Oh,
I think
so
they're
it's
all called.
normal?
I think they're all called that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just for some reason had these weird ass cans. 4.6%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have fun
that's
drinking
pretty-
your water.
Well, I was gonna go get a ginger beer, but it's even smaller. So I was like, maybe I'll get something that'll last me more than fucking 2 minutes.
All right. I got Nolan. I don't know if we've done this
That's
one or
what
not.
she
so-
said, buddy.
Heyo.
Bum, bum, bum.
Remind me if we've done this one or not. Nolan Lockhart. Hey, Ryan, I have two
We've done it.
questions for Kevin and Gerard.
Yeah, no, we did that one.
Have we? What is
I
the
don't know.
question? Yeah,
I can't
where do you start when
Buy your
developing new
clothes,
parts?
winners.
You don't buy your clothes from Winners.
Of course I do. What the fuck are you talking about?
For
100%.
our American listeners, that's like buying it from Nordstrom's The Rack.
No, it's
Yeah.
Not quite, but sure.
Oh, Ross Dress for Less.
I mean, maybe, yeah. A bit of Ross is pretty shit, but Winners is
Ross,
definitely
yeah.
better.
I think Nordstrom's rack is probably a much
Yeah.
closer actually, but like yeah.
Yeah, no, I
All
don't
right.
buy him at the Volcom store or fucking Moon Eyes like baller ass Ryan over here.
Ryan over here, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't think the Volcom or Vans. Anyway, where do you start when developing new parts? Out of all the parts you've made, which was the most fun to develop?
There's a two-part question.
Yeah, so 2 parts. Where do you start when developing new parts? Gerard's brain, I imagine.
I feel like there's multiple avenues to where
Yeah.
new parts come from.
For me, okay, go ahead. No, Kevin goes.
Well, I was just gonna say like one is like a necessity where you're just like, hey, I need to be able to adjust this. It feels like an
Yeah.
obvious one. And then others are just like where you're just like, yo, I want to be able to do this, like the clutch stop. But,
Yes, I mean that's an excellent. I that's not really what I was thinking, but that is absolutely like essentially the epitome and backbone of Serial 9 is necessity. Like start with the shittiest car, i.e. a Cressida, and think, okay, I want to drift this thing, and so it basically handles like absolute garbage. So you have to make it handle better. So you make everything under the sun to make it handle good. And then once you've bought the entire Serial 9 catalog for $7,000, your car will handle well.
There you go. That's what I like to hear.
Or if you want
which one
to
of the
make it look crazy, then also you need to have like the most adjustable, the most aggressive arms. And that's what we do.
perfect? There you go. I
We-
feel like
yeah,
you took a
we definitely
Tylenol cold while you were away, and now you're like making sense.
No, I'm making fun of myself. Anyways, go
Okay, Kevin, what were you saying?
on that lean.
on.
Yeah. Which part was the most fun to develop?
Define fun. The development process fun.
Brought you joy, I guess. What part brought you the
The
most joy
funnest
to
part I ever developed was the
Most
coil
fun.
the most fun. No, I'm gonna say funnest, bro. Because I'm young back then, I was young, and you said the word funnest. I'm just kidding. The most fun product I made was the coilover adapter kit for Cressidas,
Why?
because I was the first, maybe not in the world to do that, but I was the first to sort of like take a commercially adaptable good coilover, which was like the Stance coilovers, and adapt them to this chassis that absolutely needed good suspension and nothing was available, and then sort of made it into this like cheap and readily available thing. And that was my first product.
I love that for you. I was
Oh.
being supportive of your vision. Go on.
And it was just like back then, it was like one step closer. Like I saw Tezuka's car and that was my inspiration. And it was like one step closer. Because essentially, when you boil it down, there's sort of like 3 things you need in a car to make them really sick. And that one is obviously a power train and power. For me, it's like enough power that it's like fully sick. And then 2 is suspension to make it like, drive or handle sick or better. And then 3 is looks. And the suspension and the looks almost go hand in hand, right? Because like, what looks worse than a fucking high ass car? Nothing. So I've crossed off 2 of the things, because I had a 1J in the car at the time. So like when I finally got the stance coilovers in, I was like happier than a pig in shit, because like not only did I have like modern good coilovers and not some bunk ass like JICs off Yahoo auctions, I had brand new nice coilovers on this old ass car, and then I dumped it, so it was like kind of sick, and then it like handled vastly better. Yeah, it was just kind of a cool product, and it actually worked. So that was cool.
That was
Perfect.
I know it's like the first thing.
Yeah, it was like the first. It was basically like, hey, like I am a company and making these products now. I sold like a bunch of those coilover kits. You know what I mean? That was like the first thing I did.
So the most fun that you had was the thing that made SerialNine exist.
Yeah.
Perfect. That makes the most sense.
But generally for me, I really like innovation. I like when products are like really sick. Like, I don't know. I feel like I can look at 10 products of the same product and kind of like find nuances between all of them and things that I would do different or things that I think they should do better or whatever. And then that's kind of, I just like really like that sort of like process or aspect of designing parts.
Yeah, it's where the nitpickiness of being Gerard comes into play.
Yeah, like if Gerard could have a job where he just nitpicked everything, that'd be.
I mean, it's sort of what we do is we look at all these other products and nitpick them and make ours better. What about you, Kevin? What's your favorite product?
I would almost say like the Breed wide body for the 161.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty cool for sure.
Yeah, that was like such like a hands-on product. Like, I didn't conceptualize it. I don't feel like it wasn't like my vision, but like I definitely feel like I had a ton of hours. I was gonna say, I mean, when we pulled that rear mold, remember when we pulled that rear mold and we have the picture of Kevin holding it up? That was like I have a picture. We have both pictures.
That was like a magnificent moment. Like we struggled to get that body kit done by hand, like the old way, Yeah.
Like we were. But that's the thing. It's like that also kind of like those coilovers. I feel like that, like the coilovers were one level of the company, and then that was like another level of the company. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
for sure.
It felt like it, like every car that was kind of crazy that was, a GS had that, or an Aristo sort of had that, or has that, like wide body kit on it now, like.
Yeah, really. Well, I do have one more product that actually was maybe not most fun, but like most like triumphant success. The CD 999 shifter. Yeah. That's like a world-renowned high-level product used in many types of racing. Not at the highest level, because obviously nobody uses an H pattern at the highest level racing anymore, but like probably on more CD transmissions than any other shifter in the entire world. Probably more than a bunch combined, to be honest.
Yeah, no doubt.
And with like a warranty or problem rate of like 1%, that's a pretty big goal, or pretty big achievement. So
I feel like that one is also like a very cool one, because like it feels like it's had many iterations, if you will, and it's not even that true. It feels like there's 5, but like maybe like 3 actual changes.
Big ones, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we changed the top plate a couple of times, and then we changed the
ball,
the shifter ball, and the reverse lockout tab all in one go. No. And then there hasn't been a change since then. So it's like, there's maybe been like 3 different versions. It's like.
Yeah.
It's been, tried and true for a long, long time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all the refinements now are like, efficiency or value, or, now it comes with all the like boot holders and stuff. And
Yeah, exactly.
I like the steering wheel. That's mine for you.
I mean, that's a cool one too, man. We've never, that was like a new thing. We've never done a steering wheel before.
Yeah.
The next one is the wheels. Can't wait to get those done. That's going to be like a huge achievement.
Achievement unlocked. All right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Got another question. This one was for me, and then I was like, oh, Gerard's probably the person to ask about this. And so if it doesn't work out because they're like, do you want me to ask it on the podcast?
You got to answer first.
No, like it was actually like, do you want me to ask it on the podcast? And then they said, I'm not sure if it's a good podcast question. And I said, oh, we'll try. And it said, hey, Ryan, I'm looking at buying all the things for the CD swap into my Aristo. I should say this is from Rebound Boys. You wouldn't happen to have a part list that you used for yours? I'm just only a bit confused on the drive shaft, the size of the yoke, and if I need an adapter, etc. If not, I appreciate it anyway. Heart emoji, and I explained hilariously, my car does not have a CD009. My car has a W58. Came like that from Japan. And then I said I would do whatever Gerard at SerialNine told me to do. And so, yeah, all the parts. Gerard, off the top of your head, what are all the parts that someone needs to CD
You need
swap?
Okay, I'll just break it down exactly what you need. So you need the CD Pro with the OS Geekin clutch. That would be my number one recommended clutch. You need a custom-made drive shaft. You can choose the yoke size, 1310 or 1350. Probably going to need a 1310 because it's cheaper, and you don't necessarily need a 1350 unless you're, it's a big power drift car or like a, big power car in general. But if you want to blow money, get the 1350. Drive shaft will be custom made. The lengths are in our video. You will need the drive shaft adapter to put your custom drive shaft on, yes. And then obviously you'll need some sort of clutch pedal.
The DS Pro.
Yeah, that's the DS Pro. So CD Pro.
The Altez has a 1310. The 17 Crown has a 1310. The 110 Blit has a 1310.
No, the 110 Blit is a stock drive shaft.
Stock drive shaft, yeah.
Yeah. And then the Aristo had a 1350. But yeah, so CD Pro, DS Pro, we use X Member Pro, which is the cross member that bolts straight on. And then for the front side, you're going to need, manual transmission stuff. Probably like Altezza pedal or some sort of thing like that. Master cylinder, some sort of thing like that. I won't tell you exactly which one to use because there's no right or wrong way to do it. And there's literally like probably 100 different ways you could do it. So just get somebody that's proficient at making things work and get them to get a clutch pedal in your car. For example, my car had a super pedal. My GS had a Corolla pedal. I would probably use an Altezza pedal. I use a Honda master cylinder, but Ryan's car has a Toyota master cylinder, et cetera, et cetera. If you're not using a standalone, you'll need an AT emulator. That's it.
Bing, bang, boom. You're on your way to Fundsville. All right, great. Hey, here's one from Johnny Balazzo. JR__Blaze. Just finished SerialPodcastNine episode. That's fun that it says Spodcast. That's how I name the files, which is great. Spodcast. Episode 63. That was fun.
Yeah.
Fun to talk about how kids intertwine in our lives as car people. My kids are 7 and 3.5. Maybe I'll throw out a question. These days, you really gotta be responsible or potentially be judged by other people. Hint, hint, Gerard. Anyway, go on. Parents or not. How do you guys feel about doing some dumb shit with kids in the car? Traffic light drag races, or maybe even cheeky drift power slides, or even just a power pole within a certain reason of control, of course. So how do you feel about that?
Well, there's a sliding scale of responsibility, sort of like, there's like my idea of being responsible, and there's like my wife's idea of being responsible. Sometimes they cross paths.
Law's idea.
There's the law's idea. Okay, for example,
the person walking on the sidewalk's idea of being responsible.
There's
a lot. There's like there's a lot of variables of what someone would consider responsible.
Perfect example. finished the blit, took the blit out, took the family out in the blit, wife, 2 kids. This is when I only had 2 kids. This is fun. We hit this like kind of big area. Cat's like, hey, you should do some donuts. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm going to do some donuts. So I did 2 big fucking smoky donuts and then fucked off and I ripped through the gears. And, that felt pretty safe. But driving my JZX 100 with no airbag and my daughter in the car just to daycare and back, apparently not that safe. So,
Wait,
there's a
your
sliding
daughter-
scale,
But I thought you don't want an
By
airbag.
100. No, because I don't have a fucking airbag.
Oh, but you're a real man, bravado and all that shit.
Yeah. My face doesn't get broken, right?
Yeah, exactly.
My dick is in the
You
way.
already told me. Yeah, exactly.
My dick will protect my face,
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously within reason. I've definitely have done some really, really stupid shit in cars, and I definitely really
Kids in the car though?
no. Just generally myself, like things where I'm like, hey, you really just could have died right there, no problem at all. I definitely don't do anything like that with my kids in the car. However, my average driving is maybe a bit more aggressive than some people's aggressive driving.
Yes.
So like that's the sliding scale thing. Like one person might think I drive like a total psycho. One person might be like, oh, that's fine. Like the Autobahn, for example, like, is it unsafe to drive 200 kilometers an hour? Not on the Autobahn, but is it safe to drive 200 kilometers an hour, period, in BC?
Yeah.
Like, is
So
the
if it's legal
200
in
kilometers
Germany,
an hour-
Gerard should be allowed to do it. I get it.
You know what I mean? Like the fact of driving 200 kilometers an hour itself, is that unsafe? Not really. Because in a car that's meant to do it, not in some fucking
Yeah.
out like Honda.
Well, who's the judge of that then?
On the Coca-Cola, you could potentially go 139 or what? How fast
Yeah.
is it? 20 or 30 over where that's excessive?
Excessive is 40 over.
Is it?
Yeah, excessive is 40 over.
So
100%.
you could go 159k on the Coca-Cola without it being excessive.
I mean, 159 is pretty close to 180, which is the speed limiter. So
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can get up there pretty good. Like,
yeah.
Would you though? You would. Kids in
What do
the
you
car,
mean?
would you do that?
Not in the kid.
I mean, all the cars.
No, I mean, sorry, Kevin. I don't know, Kevin. Would you do that with your grandkids, your nephews and nieces?
Wait, Kevin, would you do that with me? Kevin is my stepdad when we travel, you see. He's not.
Yeah, no.
I've driven 180 with my son in the car.
I had 100 miles an hour with Ryan in the car. But yeah, I do remember when we were in Arizona before Ryan and I were there, when I was there with my nieces and I was driving, we were going somewhere, and one of my nieces like kept cheering to like go faster and go faster, and like I was definitely like
Going faster,
breaking the law, like and then she was like, all right, like go faster within safe bound, safe reason. Go reasonably fast safely.
Who said that? Your niece?
Go almost fast.
My niece. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay, I like that. That's funny.
Yeah. My thing is, I really just try not to do anything where, like, if the situation were to turn bad, people would get very hurt. Like,
the worst case scenario is not bad.
Yeah, the worst case scenario,
Right.
exactly. The worst case scenario is like not bad.
Hey, Gerard, did your sense of mortality change when you had kids?
Like for myself?
Yeah, like did you start thinking like, oh, maybe I should chill out on the dumb shit? Or not?
Yeah.
You ride your motorcycle way less.
That was last year and the year before, yeah. I'm gonna ride it more this year.
I mean, all right. Anyway, but has it? So you've.
I've always had a very healthy respect for death. I don't want to die. Like
Okay.
I don't like to put myself in situations where I can die. However, sometimes the situations just sort of happen, you know?
Yeah, they get away from you.
Like sometimes you want to feel alive, so you have to do the thing where you feel really alive.
We feel close to death.
Yeah, the closer
Yeah.
you're to death, the more alive you
Yeah.
feel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the
Uh,
thing too. Is like for me, it's like a car's not fun until it's scary, and then when it's scary, it's like you're taming this like magnificent, scary, dangerous beast,
Right.
and the closer you can drive the beast to the edge of death, it's the most fun.
Yeah, the more exhilarating.
But then does that scale change when a kid is in the car, when you're a child?
Absolutely, of course.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah,
weaving through traffic at 180 kilometers an
Yeah,
hour.
now
with
you're
my son in the car.
driving the biggest marshmallow you've ever seen. Yeah,
Exactly. There you go.
as slow as you
Yeah. I don't know if Gerard's doing that though. I think
I've
he's
been
still-
reprimanded many a time from multiple
Children.
life partners.
How many,
What are you?
how many lives have you lived?
Yeah, what do you got? A bunch of sister wives? What's going on?
No, I just mean like I
Multiple
have,
life partner?
you know what I mean. Like, don't put I have 2 kids from 2 different women, and both women have been like, "Yo, man, like, fucking chill out." Like, they've both been like, "Slow the fuck down. Stop driving like you own the road." Like,
I would agree that you drive like the rules don't apply to you. That's not the worst way to do. And then Kevin drives like he's mad at everyone. Like everyone is making bad decisions except for Kevin. And that's also, it's fine.
dude, the funniest thing today. Okay, so we're on the way home, and this is like the perfect lesson for Dominic. It was so good. So we're driving on the way home. It's like tons of traffic in the left lane. Normally I flash people and pass them, whatever. But like this time I was like, man, there's like literally 5 cars in the left lane. I'm not going to get anywhere. I'm just going to sit in this left lane. It's like fine. So this like Challenger comes up and fucking riding my ass. Like there's nowhere for him to go, whatever. He's riding my ass. So what happens? A gap opens up on the right. What does he do? Rips up, like passes 5 cars, everybody. But guess what happens next? He can't get in anywhere. So we all just sort of pass him, slowly pass him. And then he's like fucking even further back now. And I said, Dominic, that's exactly what you don't do. Because like, yeah, basically he didn't gauge the traffic. He didn't like analyze the situation. All he saw was the gap. He just gunned it. And like, now every single person in this line thinks this guy's a fucking loser. I didn't say that obviously, but everyone thinks this guy's a loser because he just basically thinking with his dick, like, oh, gap. Oh shit. Now I'm stuck here.
I had the exact same thing happen to me today. It was like a slightly it wasn't 5 cars, but like the exact same thing. Like, because I'm looking way ahead and it's just like all 3 lanes, nothing but cars. I'm like, there's no moves. I'm not doing anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're just gonna exert a bunch of energy and
And it was funny because the guy in front of the car in front of me was like kept brake checking the guy in front of me, sort of, and like he was leaving this huge gap, and eventually the car in front of me went to the HOV lane and like went to pass him. He sped up. The guy in the HOV lane did get over, and then I was just like, I'm like, oh my god, like I want nothing to do with these idiots. Like,
yeah.
So then anyway, I'm leaving a big gap to this guy who's being an idiot. And then same thing. This guy sees a gap on the right lane, rips up, can't get over. And
It's the guy who's in front of you? The idiot guy? Did it?
No,
some other guy.
Some other guy. Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, I was just like, man, like I want no part of any of this.
Yeah.
The sentence "can't do moves" is very funny to me, and I don't know why. Like, I just get a kick out of that.
You know what the best part? One of the best parts of driving is when you go to do the move, and you're always like usually 95% sure that you're going to make this move.
Yeah.
But it quickly changes to 100% when you're like, oh, this is pretty close. It's a little bit closer than I thought, and like that last little like fucking 5%. Knows you're gonna make it, but like it's fucking close, and you have to basically just like there's no turning back. You have to do that move.
Yeah.
And like that's the situation where like I get super scared and think you definitely could have crashed because like that last 5% is a bit unknown.
I feel
The
like I
guy can
don't do.
brake.
I feel like I don't do those 5% moves, maybe, or that's not true though. Like, there's definitely times where
No,
I'm,
you
like,
do those moves. You definitely do those moves. I've spent enough time in the car with Kevin to know that he does those moves. Where,
What was-
that last part
okay,
of
tell me
driving
what- tell
in
me-
California.
Tell me
on
what was
the,
the crazy? What was the craziest move I did on the road where you were like the most scared?
I think there was a point when we went to pass the semi and undivided, and I said no, and you still went. And like you did it with plenty of time, and it was fine. But like
Yeah.
I think then even the next semi in front of you is like, yeah, I'm gonna tell this guy when to go, because he's gonna go, and it's gonna be bad. Like it could go bad. Like, and Kevin's like, I don't know why this guy has his blinkers on, and I'm like, I think he's telling you it's not okay to pass. And you're like, yeah, maybe.
It was.
And then
yeah.
he did it, and then Kevin's like, "Oh shit, you're right. He was telling me it wasn't okay to pass." And I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
like that." But that was because you did a
Well,
move.
I have never experienced that though. Like,
Yeah, but that guy
like
knew
the-
that you were making moves.
yeah, the
Yeah.
semi had his four ways on, and it was like because it was not a good time to pass, and then like like when it was clear to pass, he turned them off, and then
That's
Yeah,
sick.
and then he hit it,
it was
and
sick.
then he gave him the signal back. It was real nice. But
You know what's
I think
sick
that
lately?
was
then I hit my four ways, and I was like,
yeah.
peace out, bro.
Hey, here's a funny thing though. I was talking to people about the road trip, and then I explained that you wedged a stick, the prop, in to be your
Yeah.
cruise control. So Kevin wedged a rod between the gas pedal and the seat, and they're like, "That's so unsafe." And I didn't even think that it was on. Like that wasn't even like in
Why would
my
it be
realm
unsafe?
of like, because I don't know, the gas is
It was slightly
constantly being
unsafe
pushed
because
down.
you could press the gas 100% and the brake, and the gas would still be pressed.
Yeah.
Whereas with
But I mean,
cruise
like you just
control-
kick the fucking post of the.
No, yeah, no,
Right, which is what we did, but-
there was times where that's what would happen, where I'd have to be like, "Holy shit!" Like something's happening, and I had to kick the post and hit the brake, and then like
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
was what it was. But like you do have
It
to have
could be
like,
unsafe.
exactly to the layman,
Yeah.
Yeah. To the people who don't do a move, it's probably a lot of a
Exactly.
thing, right?
That in
I think-
itself
I mean,
is
that's
a
the thing.
move.
There's
That
probably
in
a lot of
itself
moves.
is a move.
There's
Yeah.
probably a lot of moves, like advanced driving moves, that like if you got a room full of like big dick swingers, they'd be like, "Yo, have you done this move?" And they'd be like, "Oh yeah, I've done that move." But have you done this move? And it's like,
Yeah.
there's probably a
Yeah.
lot of really
Yeah,
cool
yeah.
moves that we don't even know about. You know what I mean?
We should like send us your moves.
Yeah. Send us some crazy driving moves.
Yeah.
That's the shit.
Do a
Have
move. Send a
have
move.
you slept
Yeah.
while driving your car for longer than 1 minute?
Have you, Gerard?
I don't know.
I mean, I woke up. And I was
Well,
A minute
obviously.
is a long time.
yeah, I mean, I
A
don't know.
minute is a
you
long
could
time.
very easily crash because
Oh, buddy,
the only
I
way you
woke
can do
up.
that is
the
way you
worst-
can do that is cruise control. And like if you could sleep without
Tesla, I
turning-
guess. I'm not talking about
Yeah,
no Tesla auto drive
yeah,
shit.
Tesla.
No,
Yeah.
the worst one that ever happened to me is I woke up in the oncoming lane with a car swerving out of the way onto the fucking shoulder, like the opposite shoulder. And I was just like, oh,
That's
fuck.
pretty bad.
That was
Yeah.
right outside my fucking house. Like I made it all the way home from fucking like Chilliwack or whatever, 3, 4 in the morning. So that's like, like an hour-long drive. It's not that late, but I mean, and not that far, but I mean, at that time, after having a full day, that's a big drive. And then,
Why were you such a sleepy boy?
I don't know,
It's a long day and a long
all those
drive.
moves,
Oh, you
Anyways,
gotta do all those moves. Yeah, okay.
yeah, so then it was literally at the, like right in front of the cat's school on 84th. It was like literally at the blinking light to my old house. I woke up in the oncoming lane and the guy's like swerving out of my way. I was just like, holy fuck, like, wake up, bro. It was super scary.
What car was that in?
The fucking white Cressida? Or it might have been the MPV, but I think it was the white Cressida.
Because dude, if it's in the white Cressida, like the sleepiest drive I ever took was in that car too.
When we went to the States?
No, when we worked on my shit all night, at your house, and like we were driving around, bleeding it and like bleeding the cooling system.
Your car, yeah.
Chevrons, because I was trying to go
Oh
to
yeah.
drift van. And it was like 4 a.m. You're like,
And I
dude,
gave you the car to use.
No, so then like like you drove to Mopac with me in the car, and like I don't know if I got something from Mopac, but anyway, I drove back to your mom's house to work on the car more or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I just remember like waking up, you know, there's like that dip that comes down right before you get.
That's exactly where that was.
Yeah.
Same spot, man. Yeah.
It's lulled you
it
to
was right
sleep.
after the dip. Right
Yeah,
when you
exactly.
come up, that's where I was.
Oh.
Yeah, there's something about there that like
Jesus.
takes the blood out of your brain or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just remember like coming up and being like, "Oh, I'm pointed right at a telephone pole," and being like, "Oh,
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was that car. That was crazy.
oh man, something about that
I
car.
dozed
that
off
spot."
outside of Billings in the U.S.
Yeah.
That was mine. We were driving home from SEMA, and we decided we were going to drive through the night. And I got the shift that was like 6 a.m. or some shit like that. Billings, Montana. I remember like, and it's a very funny feeling on the highway. You like doze off for a second, you wake up, you're like, "Yo, I'm so awake" for 30 seconds.
Yeah,
and then
like,
you're like,
literally.
super tired.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude.
and then I went and bought a PlayStation 4, and then I was awake. That's what I did.
Dude, so we did this trip to
Or 3,
Lacombe.
PlayStation 3. PlayStation 3. Go on. Yeah.
We did this trip to Lacombe, Alberta when I was, I don't know how old I was, pretty young. So my stupid friend, he had a Datsun 1200 and he was going to school in Lacombe. And we told him, don't bring the car, because it's like fully snow. This was like a mid-condition collector's Datsun 1200. Anyways, long story short, he brought it to fucking school with him. Comes home, not going to school anymore.
When you say like mint condition though, it's like it was probably like
It was in
not
1972, and this was in like 1992. 1994, 1995, 96 maybe.
20 years old.
Yeah.
Around the time that The Lion King came out. Go on.
But I mean, it's a Datsun, so like you look at it and it fucking rusts out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, but it was a collector's car. It was in the Nissan dealership, and then my girlfriend at the time was from Germany. She bought that car because it was just so cute and she had to have it, whatever. And then she left back to Germany. My buddy bought it, basically ruined it, and then whatever. So anyways, long story short, he left the car in Lacombe. We had to go pick it up. But we had one weekend to drive all the way to Alberta and back in a fucking whiteout. So it was like, we're going. There's actually 2 funny stories. So we're going, and there are 3 of us, but like my buddy and I are like the good drivers and like, you know, the car guys or whatever. So we're driving this and that. He's tired. I'm driving. I'm tired. We get guy number 3 to drive for a bit. Dude, no word of a lie. Guy hops in, starts driving, falls asleep within fucking 5 minutes, and is on the curb, like on the side of the fucking road and shit, like driving on the shoulder, and both Matt and I, we wake up, we're like, yo, like what the fuck just happened? And we're like, yo, like we're pretty sure Drew just fell asleep because like he was like legit driving on the shoulder for so long. And he's like, no, I'm fine. And we're just like, yo, fuck this. Like, we're not letting you drive. You just got in the driver's seat and fell asleep instantly. So same story.
Damn.
Yeah, it was so scary because it was a full whiteout, and then dude's like on the shoulder, like half asleep. I'm like, we're fully gonna die. Anyways, I had to bring the car back. I drove the fucking Datsun back. Datsun has no heat. Datsun has no power. Datsun, and obviously we haven't slept. We literally drove there, picked up the car, and now we're driving home. This thing has like 60 fucking horsepower, icy windows. The floor is ice.
Rent a car to get there?
No, we took the MPV. We brought one car, and then one person had to drive the other car back.
So someone's driving another vehicle all the way back.
The MPV that we drove there, yeah. So now we're split up, and like those 2 guys are driving that one, and I'm in this Datsun 1200. So yeah, the heat doesn't work, nothing, and it's like fucking middle of winter. The windshield's iced up, the floors are covered in ice, everything. So I'm like out the window with a scrape.
So when he goes into the snowbank, then you're not in the vehicle?
No, we were in the vehicle.
You're in the MPV. Who's in the MPV at that point?
This is when we were going there. We were all in the MPV.
This is when you're on the way there. Oh, okay.
We were going there. Yeah, we had
Okay.
traded positions for him to drive we could get some rest. He hops in the driver's seat.
I was imagining all three of you are in this small little ass Datsun.
No.
Yeah, I got confused too.
Those two guys are driving the MPV back, and I drove the Datsun back.
All the way. Holy yeah.
Yeah, dude. Anyway, so I have to scrape the windows and shit, but like imagine being so unbelievably sleepy and having to scrape the fucking windows. So I stayed awake. I used to smoke at the time. So I would throw my lighter to like the farthest front half of the car, throw my cigarettes in the back half of the car, and stay awake by trying to get a cigarette and light it and smoke it. Because I had to, you're driving and you're like searching around and like having to reach over and like basically do the most amount of shit to get a cigarette.
Which also sounds mildly dangerous given what you're, but
Oh, it also had no snow tires, so
it's a tiny assault.
To bring this back to what Johnny Balazzo was asking, would you do that with Dominic in the car?
None of the above. I would have just been like, hey, man, I'm really sorry your car's in Lacombe, but I ain't going there.
Yeah, it's interesting that you did that. And then it's interesting that you weren't at any point like, we should sleep.
But I do also feel there are like a ton of things that like you said, there's a ton of things that you would do with your kids in the car that like, my sister wouldn't do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like being the typical person, or whatever.
Yeah.
I also think in respect to probably,
or like even Ryan wouldn't do, and Ryan's like a car guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
How many moves do you do, Ryan?
I don't know. I don't really keep track of all my moves.
Yeah,
I don't have moves.
Like I said,
you don't got a calendar. You don't sign up your moves. You don't like.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Jody says that I have to drop my ego because we're driving a Prius now. Like now that we're driving the Prius again, you just gotta go with the fact that people are going to be shitty to you. But then, like sometimes I'd be shitty
like
back
I feel like if you could be that aggressive Prius guy.
I was gonna say, what if you drove?
I do that.
Yeah,
I do
exactly.
sometimes. I've done that.
Would you get more hate or less hate?
Yeah, more hate, because then people are like, "Yo, you're fucking." People don't want to be on the losing end of a Prius.
But what if
nobody wants?
You go, Prius.
No, they're not.
Honestly,
like that.
That's sort of how I feel. Like if anybody like pulls a move on me, I'm like, well, you got me. Like you did the move.
But that's not most people, Kevin. That's not.
Yeah,
that's not. People don't want to. They don't respect a move.
One thing, okay, so it's not really a move. It's actually like a legitimate.
They feel slighted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is actually like a positive for mankind. It's pretty cool.
Go us.
So like a legitimate
first here.
What?
I said interesting first for us, but go on.
So a legitimate thing. It is a move, but it's a legitimately legit move that you're supposed to and able to do, and people are supposed to know what to do in the situation. When you flash to pass, people are supposed to move out of the way if they're in the left lane, right?
Yes.
Traditionally, this doesn't happen because people are like, oh my God, like, what are you doing? Like, why are you flashing me? Or they're just too fucking brain dead to even figure out that you're flashing them.
Yeah.
I got the most ridiculous high beams in the BMW. So, like, I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but like I demonstrated on the way home from when we went with Gordon. So a Friday night, driving home all the way to 176, I flashed 5 people. Every single one got out of the way instantly. And whenever somebody does that, I give them a hazard flash, 2 hazard flashes. And like, dude, I was like, watch this to Kat, and it worked every single time. And I was like, man, these people are amazing. Like 5 people, everyone got out.
I think it probably does have to do with the intensity of the light, though.
And the intensity of the flash. Like I do 5 rapid flashes, so it looks like a cop car.
Well, dude, you're being a giant jerk then.
Maybe not 5 then. Maybe it's like 2, and then if they don't move, which they did move every single time, like 2 I think is kind of like, okay, like, hey, kindly move, and then like 5 is kind of like, yo, get the fuck out of my way. Yeah. But you know what move I don't respect? The like tailgater get out of my way. I think that shit's stupid. It's like, you
Right.
think that you're riding my ass, that now I'm going to move? Like, that makes absolutely no sense.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I feel like you can push cars. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a gap. You can get on a guy and you can get close to him, and they will drive quicker to try and like neutralize the gap between them and the car in front of them. You know?
This is
I certainly don't. I certainly don't drive faster if the guy
Depends on the person. You're
It's
rolling
usually,
the
for
dice
me, it's
every
usually the
time.
opposite. Every move that I'm doing, I just like
But if I
turn
came
it
up
down
on
by
you
2.
fast, if I came up on you fast and there was room in front of you, and then you'd either get out of my way, you know what I mean? Like,
But
you
I
would
wouldn't
just
be in that situation.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. You wouldn't be in that situation. You'd already be going quicker, or
Or
whatever
I'd
it
be in
is.
the right lane.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Like, if I
there's
see a car, yeah,
there's
like,
no situation where I'm going to come up on you and there's a bunch of room in front of you, and you know what I mean, and there's no room for me to pass on in the middle lane. Then I'm gonna like ride up close to you and see what happens.
but see,
you know? And I'm
okay,
not talking about feet away from you. You know.
so that's the thing is, let's say if you're, because I usually do the like respectful flash to pass first before just like weaving around them on the right side. Like, I will, like, if I'm coming up on someone, because I'm not usually coming up like super hot. If I come up super hot, I'd probably flash them well in advance. And I give them the opportunity to move over. I don't normally pass on the right in those situations until they're just like absolutely not moving. And I was just like, all right, fuck you. I'll go around on the right. But like, I would love for them to know that this is the incorrect way of doing things. And also kind of like,
if it impedes my flow and I cannot impede my flow by going into like the middle lane, I'll just go into the middle lane.
yeah.
It's easier for me. It's just the easiest solution, you know.
It's also like kind of unsafe. I know what you mean. Most of the time, most people don't even know you're fucking coming in the first place. But there's definitely been a situation where I go to get in the right lane, and then Buddy goes to get in the right lane because he notices me right at the last second. And now you got to do this weird, like, go back in the other lane. But then he might go back in the other lane because he thinks you're already in the right lane. You know what I mean?
Well, that's
Like,
the thing is, like, I'm not driving 9/10 on the highway ever, so it does. You know, it doesn't matter. Like,
yeah.
if you go, you know, I put my signal on and I go into the right lane, and if he came over, I could brake in time, and he could, you know, like, yeah. I don't know. Ryan drove with me for a long time. I don't feel like that's. I mean, I literally. I feel like, yeah, the amount of times I feel like I was unsafe in that entire drive was like 6. You know, like.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean,
I don't
there
think
was
you did
one.
it.
There was one time when I was driving and filming, and I hit the rumble strips on Ryan's side, where there was like a, you know, like a 10-foot concrete wall right there. We're going through this like canyon, and Ryan was like, "All right, hey, like, I will film and you will drive." Like,
yeah. Was that to Utah? Was that where that was?
yeah, out of Nevada.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Very beautiful road right there. Yeah, I'll do the filming. I don't know. I mean, like, I've done stuff with June in the car. I've done like mild off, like, what is that triangle? What is that? The off-roading? Yeah, I've taken like June in the 4Runner and done that, and I've like driven
really
aggressively.
Consider that unsafe, though, would you?
I
don't know.
Like, honestly, like driving through Richmond to get there was probably more unsafe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of things that I've done in the car.
So yeah, like off-roading is kind of what you're saying. So it was technically.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like, yeah, she's been in the Rista a few times and she likes it. But I think I remember I wasn't driving, but the first Super D event, I was in a Honda Fit. The driver, we were driving on that stupid fucking dirt road out of Grange.
Mm-hmm.
And the driver kept like ripping the e-brake and like swinging side to side. And that at that point, Jody was pregnant. And it was the first time that's ever really happened to me where I was like, oh, this could it probably won't, but like could go like end up being like a dumb thing where I was like, oh, you know, like it only takes one very bad move to happen. And then like, you're like, oh, what were you doing? And it's like, well, we were driving like a dummy on this dirt road outside of a drift track. And then I kind of like halfway through, I was like, yeah, all right. Well, like we kind of done it. So maybe let's just chill out a bit. And then the driver was like, yeah, you're right. We're being kind of stupid. We should be more responsible.
At DUI, Kat was pregnant.
Well, how did Jody feel about all that?
What do you mean? When Jody wasn't in the car when that? I just meant like, sorry, this is a stupid thing. I thought something could happen to me, and then I just like, it's like I wouldn't be around to. It was the first time I ever had that where I was like, oh, if like I'm putting myself in harm's way, and then if something happens, then I won't be there. And also, I'm not in.
There's more to it. Yeah, it's like a bigger issue now. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And then also, I wasn't doing the thing, right? I was
that's the worst.
Someone else. And I understand that they're like a competent person.
No. That is a big thing, though.
Yeah, I kind of hate that. When you're in a situation where you're like,
we're like, yeah, I get it. It's fun and it's goofy, and we're like, oh, hooting and hollering, and then like, but same token, then like, even when we did it,
it's all
in
fun and
Vegas,
when you're the one in control, you know.
Yeah, and then like, it's stupid, but like, even when we were in Vegas, and I got in the back of that pickup truck to film that video of all the drift cars on the strip, part of me was also like, this is mildly dumb. Like, I'm a 38-year-old man, like hanging out the back of a pickup truck on the strip. Like,
but I mean, is it more legitimate if you're a 23-year-old man? What's the difference?
You could spring back quicker, and you probably don't have a kid.
Yeah,
that looks like that you have to take care of.
Yeah, like if they pull, like, like honestly, like the things that go through your mind the older you get, I think. For me, at least, I think about things more because when I was doing that, I was like, okay, like what are the consequences when we get pulled over? Is there a ticket? I'm a Canadian. Like, I'm not like I'm sitting in the back of a pickup truck and like the gates down. The only thing that stopped, like I have my foot pushed up against the, like behind the taillight. That's what's keeping me from going anywhere. That's the only stability that I have. So it's like, what are we doing? And most people that were younger than me were like, I don't want to be in the back of the truck because it's too cold out. And I was like, well, that's bullshit. It's not that cold out. So I'll be in the back of the truck. But like,
if that driver just like gunned it or did some stupid shit, you got ejected, that would have been real dumb.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of things.
The time when the lowrider was going crazy, Ryan was standing up, like trying to get it, and I was just like the whole time staring at Ryan, like waiting for the truck to like slowly even just pull away, and it be enough momentum for Ryan to like fall over, and like that was the thing. He was standing up near the back of the truck, and it was like, man, he could like fall over and like topple right out the back nearly, And then like eventually the light went green and like the truck moved the tiniest bit, and he got down. Yeah, exactly. Hit the deck, and then I was like, oh shit. But like that whole time I was like, oh my god. Like,
but that's the thing. It's like I was doing a dumb thing, and then while I was doing the dumb thing, I mean, it's funny, like I went street drifting with some people here.
Drifting without me?
Well, it was before.
I know.
Before you were my step.
Before I met you.
Yeah.
No, I knew Kevin, but I think you had the Celsius still.
The thing that came.
And but we were out, and I won't name names, but actually there was an article about it on Dota Logic, and we went street drifting, and the cops came and they left me in the industrial area while I was like taking photos of it.
Racing.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh shit. So like, but that was the thing. Also, like I went to work and people were like, what'd you do this weekend? I was like, I was
you told me this story.
I was like honest. I was like, they're like, you did that? I'm like, yeah, I was like out in the industrial area near all these like warehouses, and my friends were street drifting at night, and I got left when the cops came. And so like first thing I did was like took the memory card out of my camera and put it somewhere else so that if a cop did come stop me, they wouldn't have.
That's pretty smart. I don't know if I would have thought of that. I mean, maybe as a photographer I would have, but like as me, I would have been like not really thought of that.
I know that because one of the guys I went to film school with was making, for one of his projects, he thought it was very important to like do graffiti and tag buildings, and they were running around tagging shit. on some roofs, and then the cops caught them and they looked at the memory card, and I was like, well, if the memory card's in the camera, and then he lost his footage because they kept it as evidence. So then I was like, oh, you got to move that around and then like figure it out. And then, I packed up my gear and was walking, and then I was trying to make up a story, but then luckily like the boys came back and got me in a Honda Civic, and then we drove away and we like crammed away. But yeah, I think the older I get and the more I look at things, I think when I was younger, I did like probably dumber shit where, we drove from Calgary to Regina, which is like an 8-hour drive. Nobody slept that night. We were just like, well, if we're still awake by like 5:30 in the morning, we'll just drive back to Regina. And like we took turns driving. My one friend drove my car at the time at like 200 kilometers an hour, which was kind of stupid. But now like older me is like, it's probably not the best idea to drive a car that like I've worked on at 200 kilometers an hour. Anyway.
Well, I mean, you're still here to tell the tale, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. All right. I got one. Oh, go on.
No, I was just going to say one thing I think is relevant is I think as a female or whatever, maybe a male, but as a person married to a car guy, or worse, like a car driver, like a drifter or whatever, enthusiast, sporting driver, I feel like their levels of expected safety definitely get adjusted. You know what I mean? Like the level's probably higher.
Yeah.
Especially like, oh, you're married to a dude who rides a motorbike. There's that level. You're married to a dude that like drifts a car and probably drives his normal car like a bit aggressively. You're married to a stunt man. You know what I mean? Like you're married to like a dude that jumps out of fucking airplanes. Like those are all like adjusted scales of like relative safety. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're married to like a CIA operative.
Yeah. You're married to an assassin. Like, safety. You're married to a gang member. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
there's levels to this.
Yeah, there's levels, right?
Layers.
But yeah, luckily my wife enjoys the drifting and stuff. And like I said, like when we went to DOI, she was pregnant, and we like did a bunch of research on like the tire smoke and stuff, like for the baby in the womb and shit. So
yeah,
it was
okay. Like a wild thing. Like no, but
yeah,
but that's a funny thing. How many people do you think actually do that?
That's why my wife's dope.
No, I mean like how many people research that?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
And like actually,
she really wanted to come, and I was like, I really want you to come. And she's like, I want to go. I'm just like, I don't know if it's like bad, but like we can check it out. So we like looked it up, and there was. And I asked JJ actually.
She wear a mask.
Yeah, I mean, she could have.
I mean, that wasn't even an option.
She could have been an early adopter.
She's like wearing a gas mask drifting, like through the house.
I think
even an N95. You know what I mean? She would have been like ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Right, we got one last thing, and it goes on what we just talked about is DUI. Mikey wrote in. Why are you sad about this? This should be exciting. Also,
I don't have a car right now.
You got a car.
Yeah, you got 3. They're all rear-wheel drive.
Maybe this will be.
Or even you got one in the mail.
Maybe this will be inspo to get your car done.
I mean, I am getting the car done. I'm getting all the cars done.
Yeah, what are you doing?
So you're all like, ugh.
What?
Aren't you registered? So Mikey wrote in. Our boy Mikey Meekzilla wrote in.
We're not registered.
I signed up for media, so you better be.
I signed you up as part of the team.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah, I thought you said we're not registered.
Cool. I thought you were driving.
Oh, I'm driving. Good. Yeah, I am. Of course I am.
I thought you were driving.
The Aristo. We're gonna drive.
Yeah,
that'd be funny, actually. I don't know if that's the place to learn. Wouldn't that be? Where's a good place to learn? Anyway.
On the streets, bro.
On the streets. Is Quinn? Quinn is behind this? Is he the key factor?
I think it's Serge.
It's Serge? Okay.
I don't think Quinn is Cap D.
No, okay. He's involved so heavily. I feel like you're right. Anyway,
Gerard is asleep now.
No,
Are we-
I'm waiting for you to get to the point.
well, okay. So the thing that we've bitched and moaned about, DUI went away. Cap D stepped up, figured it out,
It's
secured
Cap DUI.
Penticton's
Cap DUI now.
Cap DUI.
Cap Dewey.
Took the-
Cap Dewey.
It's
Cap
funny that
DUI.
when you actually think about it, it's Cap D Drift Union Invitational. It's like, I wonder.
No, that's two
Anyway.
Ds now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Cap DUI. Oh, interesting. Okay. I didn't even think about it. All right. So they did the thing that we thought maybe probably wouldn't be done, but approached them with a business plan and probably made it happen. How do we feel about it? Like Mikey didn't even have, he was just like, yo, podcast question, Cap DUI, question mark. How do we feel about it, everybody? What are our thoughts, takeaways?
There was
Hard
just
sleepy
like
boy.
the name of the event and then some question
It
marks.
says, yo, podcast topic, Penticton Raceway opening to Capital Drift. And I said, that's
a
great.
much bigger question than like.
Okay, fine. That's a bigger question. He didn't even put a question mark on it. It was just a statement. How do you feel about it, Gerard?
Cool. I guess. Oh.
Is there any hard feelings? Do you wish you were the one to open the floodgate?
Nope.
To open the gate? Release
Don't
the
care.
barrier? No,
Not even
Don't
1% care.
not even 1%. Kevin,
I mean,
do you
I
want to
like-
be the
I liked-
hero? Oh, go on.
DUI to me was just a representation of like a gathering. It wasn't like a great drift event or a good track. It was just like a cool place and a cool time. That's all it was. And I mean,
Right.
if that can exist now again, cool.
Perfect.
All right, what
That's
I will
what we
say is I am excited, Yeah, it's like a track that has been closed to us for a couple of years now that we used to get to drive. If anyone, can approach these people and convey that they know how to run a successful, money-making, safe event, it's the people from CapD, you know what I mean? They've been running events for like 2 decades now. Like, they know what they're doing. They can approach these people. They obviously have. They've got it going. So like, I couldn't. I'm super excited. Like, and then also
Yeah.
now like the facilities have been upgraded. So like, like the facilities are going to be better. Like the events, probably going to be better. And like, it doesn't really seem like anything is gonna be worse, hopefully. But I mean, I got high hopes, hopefully,
Got high hopes.
and then
Yeah,
also feels
going-
that like like with the break, maybe people have had time to like make their shit better, or
I mean, I don't think that's
Or
happened, but I
nah, I
appreciate
mean,
it.
I think you're
Here's
wrong
what
on
I-
that. No, you're wrong.
Okay,
you are
Yeah, yeah.
wrong. And then
Fine,
also
you say your
it
thing,
gives
I'll
it
say
gives
my
people something to like to work towards,
Yes.
like what was the event that like drew everybody here in the last 2-3 years? It's like maybe the drift gala, but like
Yeah.
like not even, exactly. So like
I will say my hope is that I don't know if it makes like bad cars go to good, but what I do think is that maybe people missing it will remind maybe some of the good cars will be like, yo, I missed this and I forgot how great it was. I didn't realize how good it was until it was gone. And then those good cars come back. Because like it was always like, for me, DUI was always like an on again, off again. Like you do it a year and then the next year is like, and then you do it again. And then like, yeah. And honestly, the events
I get that too.
degraded over time a bit, but yeah.
I mean, I went pretty consistently since like, let's say like 2017.
I honestly went every second year is how it worked out. Like it was
Yeah.
like,
I think before 2015 or 2017, I would go a couple. I think 2015 I went. I want to say it was 2015. I've been going pretty consistently still.
it's consistently every year.
Yes,
Okay. And then when did it end? 2019?
because I went
all right,
in
so-
2019 before I got married, and then 2020 I think they weren't having events there anymore. I mean, there's
That makes
COVID
sense.
shit. So
But then I went in 2019, and then the time before that was Animal Style was there.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the other.
Like I remember going when like fucking the Villains went there. I remember going when like I've driven Alex Lee's car there. I drove.
Was that the time that somebody rolled the car?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was there. Alex Lee's car was red at that point.
Yeah. I went. That was the year I went like by myself and like made everyone like gourmet food in. Like I bought this like hibachi and like made all this food in the tents and shit. It was pretty cool.
That was the year that we met.
Oh, is it?
You were
Yeah.
like
Oh,
sitting
my God,
in the
that's so
pit.
cute.
We were sitting in the campsite. Maybe it wasn't when we like met. No, I think it was. Maybe.
Yeah.
And you were
Spencer was
looking
there
at
and
my
shit.
car and you were talking about how much you hate the rear window, like the rear.
Yeah.
quarter
No, that was.
window.
I think was that year. I think it was before that because that was the same year John Fiorante was there, and that's when I met Carter.
Yeah. Okay, that was that year. That was that time.
Yeah, Fiorante was there with the R32, and I think he locked his keys in the fucking thing, and he couldn't ever, shit like that. And then Carter was there with the like, was it like blue S14 or some shit or?
Yeah, when they were under Street Junkies.
Yeah.
How much do you love that name? I bet you're a junkie for burnout.
It's a good
That's a
name,
good
man.
name.
Street
It's a good
Junkies.
name,
Yeah, and then
Very
they
good
all
name.
had banners with like Miley Cyrus and shit on it. Anyway, those were funny banners. They just like took you like celebrities
those are
in provocative
funny banners.
poses. Yeah, all right.
What was
I
that?
think that's
Oh, sorry. We had
go on, Gerard.
one name that we had back in the day I thought was like pretty good, but like obviously just like you could never use was Rape Machine.
For the longest time, Vickers had statutory grape on his.
Yeah.
The times. And then my buddy Kyle Ermel had a sticker on his car that said "nice dick," until the dad in a pickup truck got mad at him and made him take it off.
Nice.
A good solid takeaway from that was the stickers you put on your car can offend the regular folk of the world.
I remember I had when I was back into mountain biking way back in the day, we had roller cam brakes and there would be a brake brace on it. And so we'd make these braces out of like fucking aluminum and they were like handmade. And I remember I wrote on mine, it says Ulick pouch. And I remember thinking it was so cool. We'd go to Tim Hortons late at night and I would like park my bike with that facing like the cops. And the cop would be talking to me about my bike, but it says like Ulick pouch. It was pretty stupid, but similar thing.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan Hall used to have a sticker under the car that just said lesbian facial. So, I mean, like under the hood. And then like his dad was very conservative and was like trying to peel it off at a car show.
Speaking of which, I want to get the underside of the hood on the Cresta like fucking just like tagged or airbrushed or something.
Graffitied.
I think that shit looks so cool.
You were talking about that a few years ago. You wanted to do that.
I think that'd be so fucking sick. Or like,
all right, well, if anyone is a graffiti artist and wants to do art on Gerard, man, I don't know. I don't know if it has to be with like being in Vancouver and then like maybe because I was
100%.
away for a bit and then I came back and then, yeah, it's like that, the materialism of everything. I think when you're away from it for a bit and then you come back to it, you're like, oh yeah, like it. I was on a thing for a bit where I was like, oh, like maybe it'd be cool to have an ISF as like a daily.
I mean,
for some reason I started.
It would be.
Yeah, but it would still require like premium fuel, like, and it's like not really what I need. It's a V8 anyway. It would be cool, but then I was like, ugh. But then also, I don't have $18,000 kicker.
I feel like you could trade the Aristo for an ISF.
I feel like if you
and you drive it more and you'd enjoy it more.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe.
If you had an ISF, that would be the absolute perfect car for you. Because it's the epitome. It's the epitome of like Toyota engineering. Like that's something that's actually.
If you hated it, then it might encourage you to actually get something else.
Yeah, like that's something actually genuinely commendable by Toyota that they did. They built a Lexus that was like their most sporting effort, and also it's like a little bit of an engineering masterpiece, and like it's a fucking cool car. It's got a lot of comfortable, cool shit, and like yeah, you would drive it all the time because you could drive it all the time.
Right. Yeah. Till you put wheels in it and then suspension and then kind of end up at the same spot though, right? Where it's like
No.
You do less to it. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Wouldn't I still put wheels on it and shit?
Yeah, you could put wheels on it, but I mean, they don't need to be the most wheels.
The newer the car, the less you get hassled. The cleaner
That's
the car,
what I mean.
the less you get hassled.
Yeah.
And also that car would probably lend itself really well to just having like some other stock-ish looking wheels on it. Like they're really cool.
I wouldn't do that.
No, but I mean,
get 3-piece wheels for it or something. I don't know.
eh,
Nope. You're saying no?
I mean,
not 3-piece wheels?
you could have those BBS CIRs or whatever, those crazy ones, and that would look sick because those have 14-inch brakes. Like, you know, there's lots of things you could do to those that would just be cool.
It's all an interesting thought, but then I also don't like not having. I don't know. I don't want to not have the Aristo, I guess, but can't go back.
Saw the Forerunner get ISF.
The Forerunner's not enough money to get an IS.
Almost.
Almost. Anyway, that's a story. I can't.
We were talking about something until you mentioned ISF today.
Just lay your maid off for a week or two.
I always wonder what anyone does everywhere to have what they have in the city. Anywhere I go, I'm like, what does that require? Like, how did that happen? Yeah. Always, I think that shit. Anyway, Kevin needs to go to sleep. It looks like.
No, anytime I'm anywhere, I'm always just like, it's Wednesday. Like, I'd be at work right now. Like, these people are just like
chilling,
living their life, or like doing. You know what I mean? Like, anytime I'm on vacation, I'm just like, all right, it's the middle of the week. I would normally be at work.
Yeah.
These people are just doing whatever they're doing. I'm here. They don't know I'm on vacation. That I'm not, you know what I mean? All these things. And I was just like, man, like, are they on vacation? Like, what's their life like? Like, and then when I go home, I'm always like, man, remember that person that I saw at that gas station, like in the middle of the week? Like, I wonder what they're doing. Like, they're just living their life. Like, there's so many people out there just living their life.
Dude, that reminds me.
It's so crazy, you know? Like,
I feel like, hang on. Oh, go on.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I feel like the one thing that like I've noticed with like going to drift events with Kevin, and maybe I don't know if this is true or not. You correct me if I'm wrong. Is like you are always the most boggled though by like the people with toy haulers and shit, like what they're up to, or like how they've like, even when we were at Spirit Peaks, that dude had that crazy toy hauler with like all the babes that just kept hollering, and it was like maybe the most annoyed I've ever seen you at. Like, you're just like, why are they screaming for no reason? It's like, and it's got that fucking toy hauler, and like,
yeah, that's probably just jealous.
Yeah, no, I think that's what I'm trying to
toy haulers.
Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that people living their lives thing is, my grandma always used to ask me. It's so funny. We'd be driving home at night, for example, from like Vancouver or some shit. And you know how there's like a lot of cars on the road? She would always ask me, she's like, where are all these people going? Like, where do you think everyone's going? I'm thinking, Grandma, like, we're going somewhere. They're just going somewhere as well. It could just be a different place. But like, she's like, where are all these people going? I was like, I don't know. Like,
yeah.
That's similar to like what you're saying. This person just living their life. Like, what are they doing? Like,
yeah, exactly. Like, everybody you know is just living their life, and there's like, you know what I mean? Like, think about every place you've ever been,
varying degrees,
and every person you've ever met. Like, they're still probably out there just doing something. You know, like,
so everyone's doing something.
It's so crazy, yeah.
Till they stop doing something. That's the end. All right. Well, what a weird episode we've done today.
There's a lot of weird topics. Okay,
all right,
bye.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.
My name Ryan Benoit.
I don't even know what kind of accent that is.
Thanks for listening to Serial Podcast 9. Thanks for listening to Serial Podcast 9.